Tim, I'm concerned with the thinking that seems to be in effect today with respect to the idea of America as a sovereign nation. It just appalls me. We spent 13 years in Brazil as missionaries years ago. And we were guests. We didn't force our values on Brazil. We understood their values, and we brought to them what they understood we were bringing, and we worked, okay, in cooperation with them. And they were sovereign. We were guests there, and we were guests there legally. We were back, I think, 14 years ago, and Brazil had ramped up its systems a little bit more. And I'll tell you what, we had to carry our identification with us. When we got on the bus, they could say, hey, see your identification. And it was no big deal because we were still guests in their country. And if we didn't have the right identification,
you paid the penalty.
Yeah, we faced it. I don't understand what has happened to this country. So that the idea of sovereignty is just about done. Now, I guess Ford owned Walberg, right?
For a while.
And I read that it took 12 countries to sign off to sell Volvo from Ford to China. And it just blows my mind, this idea of the globalization and the effect that this seems to be having on our country. How do we fight this?
We fight at the ballot box. I think the general public is fairly well united on lots of issues, but they certainly are very well united on support for what Arizona has done. Upwards of 70–75% of the population of the poll agree with Arizona. And I think that's also the belief that while we do not want to discourage immigration, we want to do it orderly, we want to do it lawfully. And we want to do it in such a way that it benefits all, including the United States, in the process. And I think this wake-up call that we've had in the last 18 months has been the opportunity for American citizens to set up, take notice, and now decide where we're going to go. And I've been in front of enough Tea Party groups and rallies, 9/12 groups, independents. I've met enough libertarians and others who have finally decided we are taking our country back. So I think there's good opportunity, but we don't have a bunch of misfires. It has to be on all cylinders right away.
It's good to see you. Tim, can you speak to Social Security? How do you plan on addressing that topic when you get to Washington?
Well, I certainly don't want to do away with it for those of us who have paid into it involuntarily, remember, for a good number of years. I don't want to do away with it for those that are living, including my 95-year-old mother, who still can give me what for. Now you will hear AFSCME and others, Mark Schauer, say that I want to do away with Social Security. And they use the term privatize. Now they will define privatization all-encompassing in a different way than I would ever consider that. I was the one who introduced legislation when I was in Congress that established a lockbox to secure the contract, to stop as best possible the Social Security Trust Fund from being a slush fund for undisciplined, unprincipled members of Congress, like my opponent, who want to spend in order to be reelected. And that must stop. Right now, because we are a debtor nation, that hurts to say. We're a debtor nation to the point that China is frankly even considering how much more they will loan us. The quandary they have is they don't want to give up the opportunity to work with us because of our economic power, and yet they want to make sure that our dollar is good at some point in time, no matter how much they manipulate the one. So here we are in that situation. So what's in your Social Security Trust Fund? And politicians, pandering politicians like Mark Schauer and others say, well, hey, any of you ever missed a Social Security check? Well, of course not. We just borrow or print some more money and we pay that. Of course. If we didn't, we wouldn't get reelected. But what does that do to our grandkids and great-grandkids? What type of debt are we laying out there? That ultimately, the chickens will come home to roost in those inimitable words. They will come home. And there is a point in time where America can fail.